Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. I am so glad you are here. Part of the Eric Zane Show podcast, originating in the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio, as I have for the past, 3.5 years. Thank you so much for being here. Brother calling me. Sorry, I can't talk right now. Like clockwork. Second I start podcasting, people start reaching out to me. I got to put that phone on Do Not Disturb. My wife always yells at me, don't put your phone on Do Not Disturb. It's like, well, you know what? I have to. You know, unless I have to run into a school to protect innocents because the local police force decided that they don't want to do it. Unless if that happens, I'm going to put that phone on Do Not Disturb. How about that? I'm actually going to talk about that today, but I don't want to start with that. That'd be weird if you take so much time off and then you suddenly say, hey, let's talk about all these dead kids. I will, just not this second. Be patient. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Part of this daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. And it's a day like today where it's, you're picking up the pieces of where you left off. And, it's kind of weird. This is the old getting back in the swing of things after being off for a little vacay, a little R&R. Which was crazy because, I'll be feeding you little bits of information about what I've been up to. But let's just say that I was up north chopping wood. I have become quite good at splitting logs somehow. And it isn't strength. I forgot which one of you said, yeah, dumbass. Use a chopping block. I think it was Jason May suggested that I use a chopping block. And that worked out fantastically. And then it also depends on what type of wood and where you hit the damn thing. I figured all those things out. So I was just crushing the chopping of the wood. So welcome in. And, just the serenity of it all. I can't wait to discuss some of the high points that happened while we were doing our thing up north. But yesterday, as we're back amongst the living here, and I hear in the chatter in the household that the NFK, my beloved brother-in-law, has the sniffles. Side note, I had to give him 2 showers when we were up north in the shower setup that we have in the RV, which is small. And at one point, there's hardly any room in there, and he's a little wider than I am. Not much, but he's like facing the corner of the shower as I'm washing his backside. Actually like his back, his shoulders, down his legs, feet, ass crack with the loofah handle thing. And I realized, I'm like, I've seen this in a movie before. You're like, wait, what? You ever saw the film I Am Legend? There's a sequence when the zombies are like in the corner of a darkened room and Will Smith's running around with his fucking dog. And they're all like in the corner, kind of like a big bunch of them. And he reminded me of that movie scene. And then he reminded me of if you ever saw Blair Witch, spoiler alert coming, the Blair Witch Project, terrifying movie. At the end, one of the campers is in the corner of the room just before the last fucker dies. I'm like, this looks just fucking like that, except the kid wasn't nude. So there I am, taking care of that. Thank God, too, because he was sitting in the sun with jeans and a T-shirt on, It was like 90 degrees with all the smoke. So you would have gotten, because Diana had a ride home with them in her car. I was in the camper. She came up and followed me a couple days after I got up there. She would have had to have ridden home in a serious stench of smoke, BO, and ass crack. And I, just before he got in the car, I go, hey, let's jump in the shower. I can't do this to her. It would be a hilarious prank, but we're going to scrub. Get your ass in there. He was good about it. By the way, his feet, I'm telling you, I have resurrected his little adorable hobbit feet. The callus is almost completely gone. I have helped him turn the corner. And the key is, okay, when I have my surgical gloves on, is I actually take his little hobbit foot. Poor guy's got arthritis. His toes are little. And I have to, massage the bottom of his foot to break up the callus. I know this sounds gross, but that's what I am. And so I have to actually exfoliate the callus by rubbing it with, extreme friction of my thumb. I'm wearing gloves. And then that busts up the callus. And then you put this medicine on it, and it helps. You got to crack it open is what I'm getting at. You're like, Zane, what the fuck? So yesterday he's walking around, and I hear that he's got sniffles. And you can't ever ask him how he's feeling without him getting overly animated about everything. And so, Kevy, you got sniffles? Yeah, I got the damn sniffles, motherfucking shit, man. I took a Zyrcam in there. And I'm like, yeah. You know what? I don't need the Vin Scully play-by-play. Yes or no is going to do just fine. So I'm like, wow, that's never happened. And now going on 2 years here, he's never been sick even once. As I've described to you, he's a picture of health, despite being one of the grossest people that's ever walked the face of the earth. So today, I go downstairs and I want to get an update, because if push comes to shove, I'm going to give him a COVID test. I asked him. He goes, yeah, it's all gone now. Shit, fucking, I took like I said, I took the Zyrcam, and I'm like, I go, well, it's not, though. I can hear it. It's not shit, fucking shit. I took a Zyrcam and shit, fuck. And I go, I can hear it. You're stuffed up. And as I'm looking at him, the spot on your nose, okay, you got the tissue all the way around the nostril, right where on the side of your nose, where the nostril, thank you, John, meets your face. I see a enormous gash. I can see into his face, and I'm like, did a serial killer come in here and try to slice your nose off? And I go, you're gushing, and it is. It's a huge cut. And I'm like, oh, my God. What happened? I fucking cut myself shaving. Shit, fuck. And I go, oh. And he's he hasn't yet mastered the direct pressure. He's a wiper, which means it's going to bleed for 8 months. So you got to direct pressure that shit. You just put it on there and hold it with your hand. So then he goes, it's tough getting symptoms out of the guy. And so at first he thinks he doesn't have the sniffles anymore, but he's massively stuffed up. And I can hear him coughing. So I go, little cough there? Nope. And I'm like, well, yeah, there is. I can hear you coughing. I mean, I asked you, but it was rhetorical. I know the answer. You've established a cough. He goes, well, just when my throat gets scratchy. And I go, yeah, right. That's cough. Oh, Well, when did you think you just cough because there's no need to cough? Went upstairs, told his sister. Yeah, this fucker's sick with something. So that was that. Give it another day. Let him stew a little more, and we'll give him a COVID test. Shit, where the hell is my pen? I really thank you for joining me. I see the usual suspects are there. I appreciate that. A daily show, as I indicated, where I talk news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day of the week. I have a video that I'm not going to share right now because I have to edit it up. But let me just say that these are the highlights of it, and it happened when we were up north. I went over to Charity Scam Mike's place. He's got a place right near mine, like 2 miles away. And I pull up there, and he goes, "Time to light the fire." Now, he does it a little different than what, most people with a brain would do when it comes to starting a fire. He is not a let's get the kindling and light it and then slowly build the fire. No, he is a walking, talking viral video, and I think I've got potential on this viral video because of the mistakes made. It started with him grabbing a gas can. I'm not even joking, and I have all of this recorded. He carries the gas can over to the fire pit and dumps everything that is in the gas can onto the fire. Now, I've seen him do this before. Sometimes he will take a stream of gas and go from the fire pit that is not lit and do a line of gasoline on the grass, the backyard grass. But I think his dad started yelling at him because this is actually his dad's place. And so he doesn't do that anymore. About 25 feet away, and then he lights the liquid fuse, and then it goes the length of the yard and hits the fucking, and then there's a boom. He's dumping the gas onto the fire pit, and thank God it was actually a mixture of gas and oil because it wasn't as... it didn't light as quickly as he wanted to. He wanted that. He grabbed the wrong can, and that's the saving thing here. It would have been a mushroom cloud based on how much he wanted to put fuel on that fire and how much. Stand by. There's kids everywhere. My niece has her 3 young kids there, 3 of them under 10 years old. And Mike says to the oldest one, hey, grab that Roman candle. Mike is going to light the Roman candle and put it in the kid's hand, and the kid is going to shoot a fireball at the gas. We're about 50 feet back. Now, when that happens, it's going to start the fire, no doubt. It did. But I think there's so much wrong with this. Okay, just the fact that this is even happening. It's a little old school. This is like something that your crazy uncle would do for you, But the kid's mom and dad weren't even there at the time. So this is classic. Again, I'm recording every bit of this because I know what's coming. Some bit of hilarity. The 4-year-old says, "Can I do it?" And Mike goes, "No." And the kid throws herself on the ground and she starts crying. And he goes, "No crying. Shut up." I mean, he's got a cigarette and a beer in the other hand, a cigarette in his mouth, beer in his hand. And he goes, "All right, Jack, I'm going to light this thing." And you just aim it right. He lights the Roman candle. It's at this point that Charity Scam Mike's brother, Jason, who's sitting right there, he goes, "Idiot! Roman candle's facing the wrong way. There's 3 little kids right there. And sure enough, it's backwards. And the kid is holding, Mike's making the kid hold it. And it shoots backwards where everyone is. And, I mean, seriously, if you think about that, there could have been a kid right there that would have gotten a fireball to the fucking face, right in the eye. And I'm like, no way, that did not just happen. And then we're like, holy shit. And then he flips it around. And as he's flipping it around, the barrel is aimed at, he doesn't even flip it the right way. He doesn't flip it down towards the ground. He flips it out, which another of the rounds could have come flying right out of that fucking thing and hit my dad or my mom, stepmom, or, oh my God. It was a miracle no one was injured. And then, of course, the fireball hits the fire pit with the gas on it, goes right up. Big laughs, but oh my God, so many horrible errors. Jesus, you guys thought I was stupid. Thank you for watching the show on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Subscribe via your computer with your Amazon Prime account, and you get that month free. You can watch the show free anytime. You don't have to subscribe, but you will get ads in the middle of it, so that's the way it works. Twitch is brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Check them out if you need your car fixed. They also sponsor my Facebook page, facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. I'm on Twitter at Eric Zane Show, brought to you by Blue Frost IT. And YouTube, brought to you by Frank the Tank Fuss. Follow me on YouTube as well. In fact, for the Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter audience, you're getting the open of the show, and then I'm going to cut the cord. Then you got to go over to Twitch to see the rest of it. This audio, every word that I say becomes the audio podcast, which 95% of the people who enjoy the show get it via that way. You can download the show wherever you download podcasts. Just search Eric Zane Show, and there you are. Listen to your heart's content. But if you want it live, the full show live, it is available via Twitch. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. There's a pocket of people who like to do it that way, and that's fine. Maybe it'll take the place of your favorite morning radio station. I don't know. Had a couple of moments with my dad. I'm enjoying the moments that I have with my father as much as I possibly can. This is how it's going to be today. Funny story, then maybe something a little bit more of a serious in nature. But that's kind of how it goes. First of all, planned a Father's Day extravaganza. In fact, I just featured this on the Best Of when I visited him a year ago for Father's Day with the Shish Kebab Bar. And since then, he's been talking about the Shish Kebab Bar. So we're doing it again. Father's Day is the 19th of June. Packing up the gang. Diana, Eric, Kevin, as many of the of my kids as we can. Going to see Dad. Our time is limited. I hate to say it, but it's true. So there was a couple moments when I'm sitting next to him. And he says to me, "This is the longest amount of time I've been up here at one time." He had gotten up there the day before. So he'd been there less than 1 day at this point. And, I mean, obviously, up north and owning that property for an eternity, obviously he's been up there more than 1 day. And I go, yeah, I don't think so, Dad. I think you've had several times you've been here much longer. Oh, yeah? Yeah, you've been here 1 day. You got up here yesterday. I did? Yeah, you sure did. Well, I'll be damned. I go, yeah, you've been having so much fun. It seems like forever. And he doesn't. He's getting to the point now where he still, you can still carry on a conversation with him. You want to keep it simple, though. In case you don't know, he does have dementia. He turned 88 March 17th. He's starting to lose a little bit of touch. He just kind of like says, yeah, sometimes my brain is a little not so good or something like that. Sometimes my brain a little not so good. I don't know if he recalls the actual diagnosis of dementia. So I don't have the heart to tell him. I mean, I don't want to ever be the guy to say, hey, guess what? I mean, he's the one who told me he's got it years ago. And then he says to me, I sit down next to him, and he goes, so, how long have you owned property up here? He's talking to me like he just met me. And I go, well, Dad, I bought it off of you a few years ago. And he looks at me, he kind of wrinkles up his nose, and he's like, and I'm like, and I realize that he's just one of those moments, where it's not quite adding up to him. We enjoy him as best as we can. One thing that he hasn't forgotten how to do is eat. And when you're up north, when you're on vacation, the calories don't count. When I left you last time, I was feeling very good about myself and the eating. And in fact, I got up there on a Wednesday night alone. It was me and 4 dogs. Diana coming up on Friday. And I've got my food packed. I got salad and tuna fish and no candy. No frickin' candy. And, okay, Wednesday ends on an up note. Thursday begins. I don't eat till noon. I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm doing some intermittent fasting. I'm just crushing it, man. I'm going to work my ass off while I'm up here. I'm going to be ripped by the time I go home. Thursday comes and goes. No problem. I'm like, okay, everybody's going to be pigging out here. And I'm just going to continue to do what I'm doing. I've got another great day. Thursday is in the books. Friday comes and goes. Friday, Diana arrives up there. They bring a pack of those hot dogs. This is where it gets off the rails. With, like the casing on them. Like good hot dogs. Like Dietz and Watson or Kogel's or something like that, These are the ideal ones you want to cook over a fire. They change color. They turn bright red. Red hots. So I'm like, all right. This is where it gets off the rails. Dice up the sweet onion. Got the relish. I get out the mustard and the ketchup. Dinah says, put that damn ketchup away. I go, why? She goes, you don't put ketchup on a hot dog. I said, fuck you. And she goes, no, fuck you. And she goes, where's the relish? I go, right there. She goes, what is this? I go, it's relish. She goes, it's sweet relish, you fuck. How could you possibly have done this to me? Who eats sweet relish on a hot dog? I go, I don't know. I mean, I like sweet relish. He goes, why did you buy this? I go, I didn't buy it. It was in the fucking pantry. I grabbed it. She goes, first of all, you're dead to me because you wanted to put ketchup on the hot dog. And now I don't have dill relish. What? You're an asshole. I go, well, I like it. So that was kind of bummed. I was kind of a bummer. She's like, you lost Pooh Bear points for that. That's ridiculous. So I said, screw you anyway. So I've got the onions. I put the ketchup on it. She doesn't want to talk to me. Kevin and I each ate 3 of these hot dogs. And they sat in my stomach like a rock. And then it was time for s'mores. Now we're officially off the rails. Okay, this is where I'm like, I've made the transition from sensible eating Friday at this point, and now it's everything is out the window. Now it is let's enjoy this. Let us just pig out, and that's the end of it. I want you to go the opposite direction to the dark side and full on. Don't worry about anything. Just if it's there, eat it. Monster s'more. You gotta do 2 marshmallows. Dinah says, I don't do the damn 2 marshmallow shit. I go, well, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And I always take my time on mine. If you're one of these dicks who just sticks the marshmallow in the fire and just catches it on fire and becomes black as a Kenyan runner, screw you. I hate you. That is not going to do anything but just put carbon in your mouth. It's not even hot enough to melt the damn chocolate on the s'more, you know? You got to get the whole marshmallow hot. And the only way to do that is, slowly cook that marshmallow so it becomes molten. It needs to be wanting to fall off that skewer, that little marshmallow stick. It's got to be like ready to go. Okay, so Diana, Queen of the Forest, she gets hers first, of course. And then I'm doing you got to do 2 marshmallows. And then, okay, you do that. And the key here with the 2 marshmallows on top of the chocolate, it's more heat to melt the chocolate. And then when you mash like Ham from Sandlot said, then you stuff. The marshmallow shoots out of the side of the fucking thing. And then you lick the edges so it becomes perfect. Oh, my God. Saturday is fish fry day. Charity Scam Mike brings walleye. And not everybody who's listening has ever had walleye or has even heard of it. If you're outside of the Great Lakes, you might not even know what the fuck a walleye is. That is freshwater delicacy, on the level of lobster. It's that high end and amazing. In Michigan here, all these shithead fishermen do is catch walleye at 2 or 3 times during the year. They just kill it. Mike is one of those guys. And he's an absolute expert at frying the fish. And so we had a walleye fish fry, and I'm not kidding you. The group ate probably, if you were to buy it at a restaurant, $200 to $300 worth of walleye. He caught it all. He cleaned it, froze it, brought it up. Absolutely incredible. He also brought some mahi that he had caught in a fishing tournament in the Keys recently. And he did grilled mahi, and he did all sorts of different tricks with it. It was an absolute awesome fish fry. And this is a tradition. So there was that. Followed up by more s'mores. Went to the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup for the s'more. If you haven't tried this yet, my God. I think I favor that over the regular s'more now. And when at this point, 1 is not enough. So any gains that I made, and then on Saturday before the fish fry, we did 3 more hot dogs. Oh. Then at this point, everything is out the window, and if I see it, I eat it. Handfuls of M&Ms, Twizzlers, just completely off the wagon, and proud to do it. Oh, today, back on. All right. So, got several folks that are enjoying the show via Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. I appreciate you being here. You want the rest of it, though, because I'm going to cut you off right here. You got to go to Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Thank you, and I say goodbye to you.